storytelling is part of our humanity, and in every race there's like mythology, myths, stories that we tell our young about who we are in this universe and how we got here. All right, how you been?
I've been all right.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've been thinking about superheroes a lot recently, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Been watching some superhero movies?
For the longest time, I was never like a superhero guy.
Sure.
But recently, I've seen a few that like they really caught my attention. In Doctor Strange, it was a very interesting type of power because it was knowledge, and there were a lot of things that were like regular Marvel movie about Doctor Strange, but I just felt this one was a little different.
Yeah.
And I kind of think of these like Marvel movies that they come out so frequently. They're like comic books. Like it seems like every couple months, there's a new installment into their branching sagas that all intertwine.
Yeah.
And there's crossovers. There's the whole timeline. You have to like spend hours just figuring out which order to watch it in. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me for the longest time, but I'm finding some cool ones.
Yeah.
That are getting me interested.
So Doctor Strange is up there on that list for you, huh?
I think so. Some of my other favorite ones were like the Nolan Batmans, the first Iron Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans.
Those are great. Yeah, I really liked Doctor Strange, and I'm the opposite of you. I'm like a completely obsessed fanboy with the Marvel movies. I own all 24 of them. Yeah, I like them all, and just last year, me and my wife did a marathon of all of them. So I'm pretty versed in Marvel nerdery, if you will. But Doctor Strange definitely does stand out to me. It is just his powers and like the vibe of the movie feels completely different, and I have to say I feel so sorry for those VFX artists who had to make all those like
oh man, that was
all those expanding buildings and everything. That just looks so tedious.
Yeah, but it was so nice to watch.
Yeah, it looked great. Wait, do you still have those?
Yeah, I didn't bring them. I want to watch them again.
Henry, no.
I do really want to watch them again.
Yeah.
That is kind of surprising to me.
You want to come over for a movie night? We can watch them.
Yeah, I do. That'd be fun.
That would be fun. So what else did you borrow? You borrowed Spider-Man too, right?
Spider-Man Homecoming, not Spider-Man 2.
I meant Spider-Man as well, but yeah. Spider-Man Homecoming. That's good.
It was. I really liked Iron Man's involvement in it too. It seemed like the Iron Man that I liked.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this guy's name?
Which guy?
The new Spider-Man?
Tom Holland?
Tom Holland?
Yeah.
So Tom Holland, his interpretation of Spider-Man was really fun too.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
That's gonna be cool.
I will say I really like how they captured the like youthful childness of Spider-Man in the MCU. Like Tobey Maguire was a good Peter Parker, but a weird Spider-Man. And then the other way around, what's his name? Andrew Garfield was a good Spider-Man, but a weird Peter Parker. And then I think Tom Holland is a really good mix of the two of them. He's a good Spider-Man. He's quippy. He's funny. He's athletic. And he's a good Peter Parker. He's nerdy. You know, he's like shy and obnoxious. And I think he really rounds out the character. I think they really figured it out.
I see it. It's a somewhat similar lane to like the Tobey Maguire one, but everything is dialed in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they did a really good job with him, too. Just another example of Marvel's casting.
Yeah, yep.
your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
I guess we should go. What haven't you seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Is it Iron Man and then is it Iron Man and then Strange and Spider-Man?
No. I've seen all of the first ones.
So
for like
Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've seen like some of the seconds. I've seen the first, second, and fourth Avengers.
Okay, so it's like the in-between movies that you haven't exactly seen.
I saw Ant-Man.
Ant-Man's good.
Ant-Man is good. I just don't know if I'd watch it again.
That's how I feel about the second one.
Yeah,
I think,
there's a second one. I wouldn't even go see that.
I think the second one is good, but it's forgettable.
And I like, what's his name?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. I love Paul Rudd.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, and he does a great Ant-Man.
Yeah,
he really does.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that I will give Marvel is the character choices.
Characters and the casting. They always do great
exactly.
with the casting.
The casting is flawless.
Yeah,
like that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I like that's like the comic book. It's like they're creating like the character exactly like if it should be, you know.
Well, not to mention like that's a feat because comic book fanboys are insanely picky about these kinds of things. They will literally protest. Like I think there was a literal petition, United States petition to get Ben Affleck to not be Batman when he was first cast. People were so against it at first, and he did an amazing job. I really love his Batman. But yeah, so it's like really difficult to cast these days because everyone puts their impression on it before it's even seen, and Marvel has just been like knocking them down. It's always like, what, you cast that person? Oh no, that's a great casting. Like Chris Pratt as Star-Lord. That was one of those where it's like, really, Chris Pratt, the chubby dude from Parks and Rec, and then he comes out and he's all like shredded and he's like an awesome action hero now.
It's exciting to see because Andy in Parks and Rec was the funniest character in the show.
By far, yeah.
So, what do you think about superhero movies? What ones you got on your mind?
I could literally do like a 1 hour monologue about the DC Superman movies, but I won't go into that. I feel very deeply about Zack Snyder's take. I think they're really good, but a lot of people don't like them. But besides that, I really love the superhero genre, and I could talk at length about any movie. But I think it's interesting how superhero movies these days and superhero stories, comic books, is kind of like our like modern mythology. Back in the day, we used to talk about like gods, and like in every race, there's always like storytelling is part of our humanity, and in every race, there's like mythology, myths, stories that we tell our young about who we are in this universe and how we got here. And I think some of it is like wish fulfillment. Like we tell these stories about gods because we want to feel like we're better than we are, or we have a purpose. And I think comic book movies these days are fulfilling that role. I think it's a lot of, it could be like, we need hope. So here's this character who's like strong and can take care of this problem. Like Captain America specifically was that during World War II. He was that character who was larger than life and could be the strength that we all needed to get through World War II. And I would say Iron Man reflects that in post 9/11 world. That movie has a lot to do with like terrorists kidnapping him, and they wrote a story about if you're just smart enough and strong enough, you can get out of it and you can become better, and we can do better. And that's like a small underlying message of Iron Man that we needed to hear at that time when it came out in 2006, I think it was. So
you're saying that a lot of the movies that they are commentary at the time that they are being released?
A lot of them, yeah. Not all of them, obviously. I mean, there's some of them are just like action blockbusters, but I think a lot of it is, like I said, wish fulfillment. Like, these characters are so lovable because we want to be them. You know, you want to like think that if you just work hard enough, you can build an Iron Man suit and like save people. Like that possibility is out there, and we're like personifying it, and I think it's neat.
But also the dark superhero movies, the dark ones like the new Joker.
Oof, that movie's hard to watch for me.
I only saw it the one time, I think. I've been meaning to watch it again, but Joaquin Phoenix, he's a good character actor. I was kind of surprised at the choice, but then I realized what other stuff he's done, and he goes all out for roles. And I think that he did. I haven't seen the Suicide Squad movie with Jared Leto, but I hear he went all in too, but like
in a bad way.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like he got into a much deeper dark place than Jared Leto did. He was more like what I perceived from the outside little bits was like street thug level.
Yeah.
And then like part of the Joker that Joaquin Phoenix was playing was someone that like, you know, you'd feel bad for.
Mm-hmm.
But like what he like stood for was just like this pure evil.
Yeah.
But it was also born from something.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did such a good job making you feel uncomfortable by the end because you understood where he was coming from.
Yeah.
But you didn't agree with what was happening.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's fair to compare the two because they were just the two Jokers, Jared Leto and Joaquin Phoenix. Because Jared Leto is an insanely good actor.
Like I said, I haven't seen it.
All right, so I'll talk about it for the both of us then. He is a really good actor. He's in some of my favorite movies. If you haven't seen Mr. Nobody, you should watch that movie.
I have seen it. I agree. He's a fantastic actor.
So I think it was the way he was written, and I don't even hate the way he was written. Like, you're right, he is like a more street level, like gangster Joker. But that can definitely work because in the comics, they change up Joker's story all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So it really comes down to like a preference of how you see the Joker. And it's like a lot of people base all their knowledge off of The Dark Knight, which is Christopher Nolan's Joker, because Heath Ledger had an amazing performance, and literally no Joker will ever top that. I still believe that even after Joaquin's Joker. I think Joaquin does an amazing job, and you're right, he is an insanely talented actor, and he's got a lot of like dark past that I think he draws from for this character, like in his own real life. And you can tell he definitely like took it to a place that's probably not safe to go to, like mentally. But yeah, that performance was amazing. The movie is amazing.
I agree about Heath Ledger. His Joker was fantastic, and it still is probably like the most, like that's probably the top. But this one would never be like the top Joker probably. But it brings you to a place, and it like just is a different type of movie. Yeah, like it's not for like I would like maybe to see a second one.
No, well the thing is, they specifically
not a second one, another thing in that world.
Well, yeah. So the thing is, they specifically wrote this Joker outside of like any continuity that they have going on.
Yeah.
So this isn't supposed to be the Joker that's going to be Robert Pattinson's Joker, who's playing the next Batman. This is like its own thing, and I thought it was the why I don't think this Joker is the Joker, but why I think he is one of the greatest Jokers, if that makes sense, is because he's got his own story, and in this story he doesn't need Batman. Like, it's a sad, tragic story in its own right, and it should be told. But I think what would make the best Joker is how he plays off Batman, because he's literally the yin to Batman's yang. Like, that's how Batman and the Joker work. They're chaos and their order, you know. So that's why I think like Heath Ledger's Joker is the best Joker that we've ever had, is because he is scary on his own right, and then he plays well off of Batman, and that's what a good Joker is to me. And I think Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is amazing, but I have yet to see him play off of Batman. So, you know, that's why he's not at the top. But that movie is fantastic.
I was a little not disappointed, because I think it worked really well in the movie, but that Bruce was a child when this Joker took place, the Joaquin Phoenix one did. And so it's like, how are, like, is he gonna have to wait like 20-30 years, you know? And so how would that work with Joaquin?
Yeah,
how old would
be like a really, really old Batman?
no really old Joker.
I mean,
yeah. So don't know what's up with that, but I think it worked really well in the movie.
I kind of hope that they don't make a sequel.
I do too.
I don't want them to continue this world. I think a one-off Joker movie,
I think
good.
Right.
Like, don't ruin it.
That's probably what's best. But gosh darn if it wasn't an intriguing movie.
Yes.
I really hope that DC, because their comics were like a little bit darker than Marvel's were, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they could go there for sure.
And so that's another reason why I think they like the comic books, because I know, like, in the Ninja Turtles, like, they die in the comic books. And
yeah, the original Ninja Turtles were not kid friendly at all. Did you know that?
Yeah. Dude, I love the Ninja Turtles. I got a Ninja Turtle. His name's Melvin.
So have you seen any of the DC movies? Or you have avoided those?
I've seen Wonder Woman and WW84.
Okay.
Joker, obviously.
Yeah.
No, not many. I've maybe a few.
I think you and I, on our movie night, we should watch Superman, Man of Steel.
Okay. I might have seen that at some point, but
I think it's one of the more underrated superhero movies. Like all the Zack Snyder, which is like an amazing director, he directed Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Justice League.
I've seen Batman v Superman.
I'm guessing you don't like it?
I don't like it.
Okay, so that's how most people feel about the movie, but I don't feel that. Like, I don't understand why people don't like it, because when I watch it...
It's the mom's names at the end. Yes. Yes, it is.
You want to get into it?
No.
Because I could get into it, Henry.
No, I don't want to.
I can chew your ass out over this subject.
Tell me why you love the movie.
Okay, I think the character of Superman is insanely hard to nail down in a movie. And the reason that is because 6 people have played him on screen. There have been 100 iterations of Superman throughout his 85 years of comic book run, probably more than that. There's literally thousands of versions of Superman, and every fanboy, everyone who's ever watched Smallville, a TV show, has their impression of what Superman should be, right? And so any movie that's made with Superman in it, everyone's going to have a gripe. Well, he's not super hopeful, and he didn't do this like he did in my favorite comic. There's literally thousands of versions of him. They're not going to get it perfect. Like, there's some things that are really likable about Superman. There are some things that are really obnoxious about Superman. And it's insanely hard to nail down all that minutia, all right? So Superman, Man of Steel comes out, and everyone's like, Superman's mopey. He's not hopeful. It's like, this is like a realistic tale on Superman. If you were the only one of your kind in the whole planet, and you had to hold back everything in you so you don't hurt people just by being yourself, do you not think you'd be sad at life? Do you not think that you'd be a mopey person who can't like love people, who can't get close to people because he's afraid of what they'll think of him? Of course, if you were that person, you would be a sad, mopey person. So that's one gripe people have with Superman. The second gripe people have is that he is destructive and he doesn't value life like he does in the comic books. So this is Superman at his youngest. Like, he just got his outfit. Literally a day later, aliens attack Earth, and he is the only one equipped to fight these people. So there's a lot of like collateral damage when he's fighting these aliens. He's hitting buildings and people are like in the buildings and dying, right? Dude's been Superman for one day. Like, he has to learn how to like save people and like take the fight elsewhere, which he does learn later. And if you haven't seen it, I don't know if I should be talking about this because I feel like I'm spoiling half the movie for you.
No, I have the worst memory in the world, so it'll be fresh in my mind when I watch it. What is your favorite superhero movie?
Okay, so Desert Island pick. If I had to bring one movie with me to watch over and over again, I would probably bring Man of Steel.
Okay.
If it had to be out of the entire Marvel lineup, it would probably be Winter Soldier. Captain America Winter Soldier.
Okay.
How about you?
Probably Iron Man 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. It's a little dated, but pretty good.
I like that one. The new technology is fantastic. Like, it's very exciting.
Yeah.
But probably the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that one.
Keeping it OG. I see you. All right. Well, I think that's everything I got. Kia!